Hello everyone, we will be installing a drywall on this particular wall here, which is a stairwell wall. And one thing I want to show, like how to accurately measure and cut the drywall for the outlets. As you can see, there is an outlet over here. The best way to do this is always find the one end of the wall. For example, in this case, this end of the wall is closer to the outlets. We're gonna measure from there till the end of this outlet, and then measure from the bottom, as you can see, bottom to the top of the outlet. So what we're gonna do is essentially find the top, make a couple of measurements. It's like 1 point here, 1 point there, and make a straight line this way. We know that the outlet hole has to be below that line. Now measure from the end of the wall to this side and make like a couple of measurements, because for a straight line you're going to need at least 2 reference points so the line can go through those points. So we're going to measure a point here, and with the same distance I'm going to measure down there and make a straight line going down like that. So now I know I have a line going here this way, horizontal, and line going vertical. And from the intersection below, I'm going to measure this box on the wall and cut it off. So it'll be perfect outlet cutting on the drywall. One other thing to note is when you're putting a drywall, you're going to leave 1/2 inch of space between the bottom of the drywall and the flooring, for the flooring, right? So what I do generally is just put a leftover piece of drywall at the bottom, which is 1/2 inch, and then make our measurements easier. Just put in top of the drywall to here, so you don't have to deduct the 1/2 inch from your measurements. Now let me show you how my son has already transferred these measurements onto the drywall, and he's gonna cut it off. So here it is. This was the vertical line here is basically based on the measurement from the end of the drywall to the outside of the outlet, and then the top of the outlet hole is actually measured from the bottom over here, and then we transferred and draw the rectangle. Now he's going to cut it off and we'll show you the finished product. So here we go. When we cut this out, this is how it looks. Now this should perfectly align with the outlet over there, and we will show you when it is installed on the wall. One thing to note about tools, there's various tools you could use. A lot of people would just use a cutting knife to score a line around the measurement, and then knock off that piece of hole out there. It's very easy to do. But you could also use this, I think this is called oscillating saw. It is actually this is called as a multi-tool in any tool store if you're purchasing. It's actually really cool and very easy to cut straight lines. So I generally use that. This one from Harbor Freight is called multi-tool, and there we go. So we'll show you when it's installed on the hole and install the wall here. But as you can see, the outlet is perfectly fitting there. There's a little bit of gap on the bottom because we decided to leave it a little bit taller so it can slide in easy, but that's very tiny and it will get covered when we put the box. So there it is. That's how it looks.